everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you guys are all doing well. I am Soleil. I'm a little late, but I'm here. I'm here for the weekly energy reading. We're going to get a look into what the week ahead has in store for us shortly. As you come into the room, say hello. Um, Say hello in the comments. Leave the scale emojis. Just let me know that you're here and you're with me. Um, let's see. I'm sorry. It's been such a weird Sunday. How do I usually? Okay, yeah. Hi, I'm Soleil. I am the founder and facilitator of the Charm School Mentorship Program. I am cover mother of Vision of Dawn Tour. I am your weekly reader, and I'm a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, it's been a weird day. Happy Sunday. I don't know if anyone else feel like the week just kind of flew by. Feel like I was just here a couple days ago, but apparently not. We are here for the weekly energy reading. Those of you who are subscribed to the channel, you may recognize that happy hour for this coming week has been rescheduled to Tuesday. So don't tune in on Thursday as we typically do. I'll be back here Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST for a happy hour. But we're going to focus on the weekly energy reading for now. As you come into the room again, introduce yourself so I can say hello. If you came here because you saw me post in a group that I'll be taking questions from the audience, I definitely will. Glad I pulled my hair behind my ear because I almost forgot that I had this in. Let me go ahead. I lose these all the time, so let me go ahead and put them down so that doesn't happen again. But yeah, if you're here because you saw me state in a group that I will take questions from the audience, I definitely will. After the forecast is over, after the weekly energy reading is done, which is about 4 spreads. We're going to hop straight into it, right? Oh, I'm not even ready, child. Candle ain't lit. Hollow ain't burnt. There we go. As I prepare my space, how's everyone else doing? How are you guys going to be? What's tomorrow, Labor Day or Memorial Day? It's Memorial Day? How are you guys going to be celebrating your long weekend? Anybody pulling out the grill? If so, are you in Atlanta? Can I come get a plate? I'm going to be at the movie theater. That's what I'm going to do. You guys know how I loved Is God Is. I'm going to go see I Love Boosters. I'm a huge Boots Riley fan. I was a fan of his before he became a part of the movie industry. I loved his work with the group The Coup. I still listen to those albums to this day. But that's how I'm celebrating. I'm going to be. I'm cleansing and I bathed Willow. Yes. Oh, Nicole, you're back to work tomorrow, so no break for you. Yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah, I love The Coup. Absolutely love The Coup. Kodan, I'm actually going to show you their logo in the group tonight because I've been a fan of The Coup since I was like 14 years old. And when you see their logo and you realize the spirit I work with, you're going to understand that Voodoo is always with us. I'll just say it that way. And I'll leave it there. But yeah, Nero, I love The Coup. Love The Coup. Absolutely love them. Okay. I have a new deck that was gifted to me. I'm going to be using it tonight. This is my first time using it. It's really adorable. So I'm going to use it to do our first pull. Okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits will walk with us. My elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we need about the week ahead of us? The week of May 25th through the 31st. Give us the wisdom that will help us close out this month in a way that is powerful and that lays the foundation for us to enter into the next month. What do we need to know as we close the month of May? And we prepare to embrace the energy for the month of June. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. It's been raining. I'll be in the house. You know what? It's been raining all weekend here too in Atlanta, and it's literally going to rain until I think Thursday of next week. Not this week, next week. So I've had to like strategically plan my time outside of the house, just to make sure that I get out and I go for walks and that I'm not just cooped up in here crazy, you know? I know we need this rain. I'm not going to complain about it. As somebody from California, and California has been in drought on and off literally since like 1998 or something crazy. But as somebody who's from California, I will never get frustrated by rain because I know what it does to the land when you don't have enough of it. That's why California is always on fucking fire. But it's a lot. It can be a little bit of a bummer, especially when you work from home, trying to make yourself go outside even though it's gross out, you know? All right. And this is my new My Melody tarot deck that we are reading with tonight. It was so cute. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to focus. And I ask y'all to focus too, even though the deck is really adorable. This is such a heavy message, but the deck is so cute. Okay, I'm getting over myself. Every fight is not worth having. Every battle is not worth holding on to. Is this a message for the earth signs? Oh my God. Every fight is not worth having. Every battle is not worth holding on to. And there are certain things, certain fights that you are clinging to, not because they are so, they're not even big, they're not even important, but out of your stubbornness, you are holding on to certain fights and not moving on, not having taken the lesson, right? And here's the thing. Part of it is because you feel bullied, five of wands, right? Part of it is because you don't want people trying to dominate you, trying to check you, trying to force their projections onto you. I get it, right? I get it 1,000%. But here's the thing. Most of these people who are trying to bully you, who are putting these projections onto you, they're only doing it because there is a little bit of jealousy about how far you've come in life, right? It can be frustrating to see somebody doing better than you, not giving you attention when you feel entitled to it, right? Even though it is tough, choose your battles wisely this week. Does that mean you're going to have to walk away from a fight that pisses you off because you know that the person who's trying to check you only is trying to get a one-up or a jolly? Yeah. But in the bigger scheme of things, in terms of how you want your life to unfold, in terms of the peace that you want to call in, you got to pick your battles. Do you want to win the war, or do you want to get so distracted by the little small battles that people run away with your peace, right? That you paint yourself in these false corners, that the people are trying to get you. Here's one thing I understood as somebody who dealt with bullying based out of jealousy very early on in life. When the dog barks at the moon, nobody notices, but when the moon barks back, everybody notices. What do I mean by that? Because these people don't have a whole lot going on, you fighting them, you barking back, you arguing, reflects worse on you, okay? So that's why the Five of Swords is coming up saying, hey, every battle ain't worth it. Every fight ain't worth having. Is it going to suck to have to let the fight go? Yeah. But in the bigger scheme of things, does it allow you to remember who you are? Absolutely. That is the lesson that y'all don't want to take on. Some of us want to have every single fight that's presented at our feet because we automatically default back to the wounded inner child that was bullied. A part of your Three of Swords lesson, and part of the reason why you can't move past the heartbreak, part of what the Three of Swords was trying to teach you is that everybody's not worth fighting. Everybody's not worth getting down in the mud with. And it's time that you finally learn that lesson and move forward with peace, right? Another thing that'll help you understand why you shouldn't even engage in these back and forths, these battles that are beneath you, is because once you understand how deeply depressed the other person is that's trying to fight with you, once you understand how deeply stuck in the past they are, it really gets you to understand, like, dude, I really don't want to go backwards, right? I've had this experience before where there are people who come across my path and they want to pick up a fight or argument over something that happened 14, 15 years ago and I done already forgot about. When you can understand what that is in terms of this person being deeply stuck in the past, you yourself have to make a decision. Do I want to get into the muck and the depression and the stagnation with them? Or do I want to be grateful for my cups that are still full and moving on? That's another part of the reason why you can't really get wrapped up in arguments that are meant to distract you from your peace, from your purpose. That's the only reason why people bully. They want to distract you from who you really are, right? You may feel like you're being punked. It's your responsibility to check in with your inner child. It's also your responsibility to understand that that feeling of being punked is weighing you down because it's some bullshit that somebody else put on your back. And it'll make you really understand, okay, how many things am I walking around with? How many projections do I have weighing my shoulders down, weighing me down, that have absolutely nothing to do with me? And how do I let myself release them and let them go so that they don't weigh me down and become something that encumbers me as I go into this new chapter, right? This is an opportunity where it may seem like it is an invitation to a fight for you. It's actually an opportunity for you to really evaluate something that keeps wounding you in a cyclical manner and make the decision that you want to get off that roller coaster. It's an opportunity for you to really just look at things and be like, I really don't feel like being the wounded warrior anymore, right? So to summarize, there are some of us, and I'm using us because this is a collective reading, there are some of us who are allowing the same fight to happen over and over again. And it's only happening because there's a wound within us that people know how to trigger. They know how to get to the root. They know how to get to that wounded inner child. They know how to make you go off. And here's the thing. You believe that in having the fight, in checking them and arguing back and forth, that that's you doing your big one. That's you protecting little you. That's you standing up and can't nobody, No, the fact that they even know that that's the way to get to you means that the wound is not healed, right? So the wounded warrior is coming forward and asking, how many times are we going to do this? How many times are we going to be here? Because you think it's an opportunity for you to come out and show your resilience and brag about your resilience. It's draining your energy. It's stealing your light. It's the same wound that can't heal because you let people pick the scab over and over again. So when are you going to lay it down? Because you understand it doesn't belong to you. It really doesn't have anything to do with you. It's just a projection based off somebody else's depression, their stagnation, their inability to move forward, right? And in their attempt at bullying you, they're just trying to steal your joy. So this ends up being a really healing week, even though it may not feel like it initially, okay? Because you realize that the lesson is you don't have to take every fight that's presented to you. And in fact, some people only feel power by being able to make you come down off your throne and get wrapped up in the mud and in the fight with them in the first place. That's your lesson. You don't heal by taking on, you don't heal your inner child, that bully child, by taking on every fight that's brought to you. You heal them by realizing they were too good to be in that environment anyway, and we're going to walk away from this one. And we're going to let the bully feel like they won. Did they win? No. Anybody who's stuck on anything from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they're not winning. They're sad and they're depressed. Their life isn't moving forward. And that's what you have to understand. Very true. The people wanting to start fights are deeply miserable. Absolutely. Walking away from the fight doesn't make you a punk. Walking away from the fight means that you have more important things going on in your life. That's your Three of Swords. That's your lesson that comes from heartbreak. Let me know if that resonates with anybody else in the chat. Let me know if that makes sense for you. Where should we go next? Should we start with health? This is one of my favorite mugs. One of my favorite mugs. Let's do health. We'll do health, and then we'll go into love, and then we'll end with money. Sometimes silence is the best weapon against those who purposely trigger you. Yeah. Silence, self-love, self-care. I love to move from the Beyonce, and you're a Virgo, so you'll appreciate this, the Beyonce school of conflict. Keep smiling, keep winning. Let them yell, let them fight, let them be upset, and then you go ahead and just continue to focus on your blessings. That's like how I like to deal with things. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. Elevated ancestors, please give us the wisdom we need about our health and wellness as we go into the week of May 25th through the 31st. Give us the wisdom and insight we need to take care of our mind, body, and spirit. If there are any habits we need to release, increase, sustain, introduce, so that we can have good, proper, holistic health. Illuminate them now. Give us wisdom around how to incorporate that into our life. If there's anything we need to prepare for or protect ourselves from, illuminate that now. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Yes, period. The best revenge is your paper. That is always the best revenge. Best revenge is your paper. Best revenge is clear skin. Best revenge is a big, big, big smile. Best revenge is joy that's unshakable. All these things that other people can't take from you. One of my favorite things is to show up somewhere and have people be like, "You're glowing." Really? And then my response is always the same. Yes, because I'm minding my own business. I'm telling you, minding your own business is better than anything that you can get from Sephora, anything you can get from Ulta. MAC ain't got a single concealer that can compete with minding your own business. I swear. Okay, so I do love these cards, but they're doing that thing. How many of you guys go through that when you have a new deck? It's like until you warm it up, all the cards stick together. Love this for us, because my Melody was off to some tough stuff in that first reading, but she's coming back. Okay, part of the reason why this conversation in the general reading around releasing things, taking things off of your shoulders was coming up is because it is impacting some of you all's health, right? And the way that it's impacting some of you all's health is that you are spending a tremendous amount of time on stressing over other people's stuff. And that is literally time that can be poured into taking care of yourself, pouring into your own energy, right? Being focused on your own spiritual as well as physical health regimen or discipline, right? So the card that fell out in the shuffle is that Ten of Wands again, right? This is a week where you should be taking responsibilities off of your shoulders and off of your plate, not adding things on. This is a week where you are focused on reducing your stress, right? Reducing the amount of work that weighs you down. So this fell out in the shuffle. I may go back to it as I go through the rest of the cards. But the very first card, and I love this for us, Three of Pentacles. One of my favorite cards. Now, this is coming up for two reasons. I keep harping on the fact that we are in the halfway point of the year. That is extremely important. Why is that important? Because for a lot of us who are watching either live or in the replay, we have done everything we can on our own. When it comes to our physical health, when it comes to our spiritual health, when it comes to just our social health as well, right? We've done everything we can alone. This is the time where, especially if you know you've been spending a lot of time in isolation this year, you've been spending a lot of time bouncing. Yeah, I love it. You spent a lot of time preparing and writing out charts and doing this planning, right? Now's the time where you connect with other people who are like-minded. Those like-minded people are going to keep you in order and on track around your health goals. Whether those are physical health goals, whether those are spiritual health goals, you need to be in community with people who think like you. Isolation is not enough anymore. You need support. You need your own ideas, your own motivations, not metrics, what's the word? Like your own mission statement, for lack of better words. I know the right word will come to me soon, but you need that reflected back to you in the people that think like you. So make sure this week you spend more time around people who think like you, who have similar investments as you. It'll be easier for you to see movement and progress, right? We then have the Six of Pentacles, and I love this card as it relates to health, right? Two messages. There's something that some of you all need in terms of your health, and you keep convincing yourself that you can't afford it. Not only is that not true, but there's probably some sort of free something in your area, right? You've probably been telling yourself, I don't want to pay for copay for therapy. There's probably free therapy sessions that come from some sort of institution in your area. Six of Pentacles is charity and help that comes from institutions, right? You probably telling yourself, I can't afford yoga classes. There's probably a church or a community group that gives free yoga classes in your area twice a week. Start looking for the ways in which people can pour into you and stop telling yourself you can't afford things. There is charity out there and there is support, right? But the other message, and this may not be, Six of Pentacles is also like hospitals. And so you may know somebody who's in the hospital who needs to go to doctor visits. They're not going. You pour your charity into them by showing up for them, right? Instead of yelling at your sister because she won't go get her mammogram, go with her to the appointment. Instead of getting angry at your uncle because he won't go to his dental appointment, get him in the car and drive him. Your charity comes from showing up with somebody who is struggling to navigate an institution, okay? Oh my gosh, I love that deck, Mambo. What's the name? It is the My Melody Luna deck. And I want to thank Nicole. Nicole got me this as a gift, and I appreciate it. It's so beautiful. I absolutely love it. Now, why is this coming up? Someone you know needs help, and they've been stuck in their house, and they're not going to reach out and ask for it. Four of Pentacles. Somebody around you needs support with their health, and you see them struggling. You see them not going to their appointments. You see them not leaving their house for days on end. They're not going to ask for help. Four of Pentacles represents somebody who has had some sort of experience that has put them in a poverty position, so they cling to themselves, to their own resources. They do not reach out and ask for support. If you see somebody struggling with their health around you, this is not the time to, I'm not going to get into it. It's not my business. You know why it's not the time for that? Because you know good and damn well that this is somebody who is a part of your intimate community. Three of Pentacles. So if you see them struggling and you see them sitting in isolation, you move forward and you support them by giving them the help that they need. Okay? That is how you do that. Hold on a second. What's going on? Is everybody there? Can somebody let me know if my StreamYard is doing a weird thing? So if somebody can leave a message just to let me know that this is still going. Hold on. So hold on. I'm gonna go to my channel on my phone real quick to see if everything's okay. Go to my channel. Okay. Yeah, mine is fine. Okay, y'all can see me? All right, thank you. I'm so sick of StreamYard. Everything looks okay. We can see you. Okay. All right, my StreamYard does weird things. The whole chat froze for some reason. Okay, let me get back on track. But yeah, this is a time where it's really important for you. I know the health readings are typically saying they're about us, right? But what's coming up clear in this health reading is that it's people around you that are struggling and they need support. They need support. So this is the week where you step outside of yourself and you ask the people that you love, are they okay? You ask them what's going on with their health. You pour into them. You support them because they need that right now, right? For some of us, our discipline is actually a lot better than we give ourselves credit for, right? Hierophant, right? Hierophant is tradition and routine, yes. But another thing about the Hierophant is it's literal the spiritual authority. It's the Pope, right? Why am I bringing this up? Because for a lot of us, we have things more in order than we understand that we do. And it's the people around us that look for us for help and support. That can be annoying as fuck sometimes because we didn't ask for it, right? In the Millennial Tarot, the Hierophant is understood as the spiritual guru, which makes sense because spiritual gurus are people who figured certain things out for themselves, and people are looking at them for rites of passage, or looking at them for information, right? Step into that fully. How you understand that you have regimented your routines is by sharing that wisdom with other people, right? So share your resources with other people. Help other people out. Take them. If you have the free buddy pass to the yoga class and you know they need to go, invite them, right? That's Hierophant energy. All of this is coming up because many of us are blessed to have a little bit of overflow with our physical energy right now. Page of Pentacles, right? This is, yeah, the Page of Pentacles. And so this is about learning that it's not enough for us to have healthy habits or to have blessings. We got to share those with other people, right? And the Page of Pentacles is somebody who learns through doing. You're learning how to teach these healthy habits to your family and community. And this is also, again, next to the Ace of Pentacles, coming up at a time where there's a lot of opportunity and blessing. You have the overflow in terms of energetic capacity, in terms of good health, and a lot of y'all, like literally in terms of money, right? It's not going to kill you to pay the extra fee to bring somebody to one of your classes, right? This is about using your energy, your resources, and the biggest resource we have is our body, right? And our health to pour into other people this week, right? It makes sense in hindsight that the 10 of Wands, this is why you got to do your cleanup now. Because for a lot of us, we're putting our energy into spaces where it's unnecessary. And because we're so focused on the unnecessary, there are people that we love right around us that are kind of drowning a little bit, and we don't even see it. Okay? So that is the health reading for this week. Pay attention to the people who are around you who need a little bit of help. Okay? I've got a loved one and a friend in hospital right now. Definitely been planning visits around my schedule. Good. Beautiful. I like hearing that. Being in the hospital, and I say this as somebody who struggles to even call people when I have a flare in my health. But being in the hospital by yourself sucks. It's one of the most isolating and lonely things. And even if you know that it's something that's not super dangerous and that you're going to go home, it can still be overwhelming. Having people visit you at the hospital means a ton. So I'm glad to hear that you're doing that for your friend. I know that they I know that they appreciate it tremendously. Let's look into what's going on with us over the next 7 days when it comes to love and romance, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. My elevated ancestors, what wisdom do we as a collective need about our relationship with love and romance over the next 7 days? Give us insight into any of the lessons, blessings, experiences, challenges, breakthroughs we'll be having as it relates to love and matters of the heart over the next 7 to 10 days. Who do we need to be and what do we need to see in order to about ourselves, our habits, and our environments that will allow us to have the experiences of love and be experienced by those we want to share love with in ways that are healthy and healing. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Thank you all for helping me navigate that weird thing. I've been having issues with my computer for a little bit now, and I just got it back today, actually, which is why I'm like catching up on class uploads and everything else. So thank you all for that. My daughter's grandma's in the hospital, and I have been praying heavy. Love her like my own. They're going to bring her home hospice. Been trying to keep spirits lifted. I will definitely pray for you, MJ. Once she's in home hospice, will you be able to go see her? Is that an option for you right now? And I want to thank both of you for confirming that for me, because that felt so specific that I didn't expect. I didn't know that was going to land with multiple people the way that it did. But I'm sad to hear that you guys have people you love navigating the hospital, but I'm grateful that you all have what you need to go out and help them and support them, okay? I have been saying this to y'all's asses for months now, and nobody has been listening to me. And my dear girl, My Melody, is here to confirm the same thing. Some of you all have really shitty perspectives around love and romance, and they don't necessarily belong to you. They are environmental. If you want to be in a relationship, you can't sit up under people who are happy with being single or who are embittered about being single and who want to complain about romance all day long, because that's going to keep you single. If you are in a relationship and things are good or okay in your partnership, it is not wise to sit up under people who are in conflict in their partnerships and complain all day, because that's going to put you in a spirit of lack and frustration. So the Five of Pentacles, some of you all have to think about who it is you spend the most time around and how your environment is creating a particular kind of scarcity or poverty mentality when it comes to love. Who are the people around you who are continuing to feed your conversations about the same love wounds and fears that you have? There's a Nine of Swords energy here, which talks about a loss of sleep and a loss of peace. Some of you all are in this mindset around love that is really, really, really draining you. And it's a mindset that is coming from, I'm in my old chair. I know this chair is old and broken. I know you guys hear it make creaking as I'm moving around, but it's more comfortable than the one that doesn't make noise. So we're going to have to deal with it tonight. But yeah, some of you guys, what I get from this is that if you don't get serious about how the environment and the company you keep is shaping your negative understandings around love, it's going to make it harder for you to hit the romantic milestones you want for yourself, right? And I'm using the language of romantic milestones when talking about the Four of Wands on purpose, because I know some of you guys, I've spoken to you. Some of you guys either are already in marriage or relationship, but there's some sort of other milestone, even though this is known as card of marriage, right? There's some sort of other milestone you're trying to make with your partner. Or some of you guys are not married, But what you want in terms of your love life next is not necessarily marriage. But there is milestone, there is some sort of experience that is meant to stabilize you, again, Four of Wands, that some of you guys are fighting off or have not gotten to because it's easier for you to be in your spirit of deficit. It's easier for you to replay pain points and negative conversations over and over again, and it's causing a loss of peace. That's why we have this Nine of Swords, right? Why is this coming up? Well, it's coming up because you have to work on your relationship with gratitude when it comes to love. What do I mean by that? I had a friend a few years ago. Sorry, this tea is really good. I had a friend a few years ago who said that they had to change their relationship to dating. And they had to change their relationship with dating so that they didn't put pressure on it. So when they went on dates, they just saw it as an opportunity to connect with another person and to learn about them instead of thinking, oh, this is my opportunity to meet my soulmate. And if I don't like this person, I'm somehow failing, right? That first way was much more rooted in gratitude. And so it did not surprise me that as soon as this person changed that mentality, a few months later, they found themselves in a relationship, right? Some of you all are so focused on what you don't have when it comes to love and romance, or what you don't think you're seeing or finding, that it's hard for you to celebrate what is actually working and what is in your favor, right? Some of you all have way more love in your life than you want to account for and that you want to acknowledge. But because it's not romantic love and you're not paying attention to how that sustains you, you haven't been able to transmute it into something else. Gratitude multiplies our blessings. Be grateful for the love you have in your life. Be grateful for the autonomy you have. Be grateful for the dates you went on that were unsuccessful because they clear the path for you to not be distracted by something that was not for you, right? If you stay in this Five of Pentacles energy, it's going to be hard for you to get here. And this is where you're going to see the momentum. Nine of Cups is where you're going to see the momentum. Now I'm going to read these two cards together because they were stuck together. We have the Eight of Wands and the Four of Pentacles, right? What brings you out of the Four of Pentacles energy is going outside, movement, being ready for opportunity, right? Part of why I think this Nine of Swords is so important is that it's easy to think catastrophically about love if you're sitting at home in your bed. You're sitting at home in your bed and you're sitting at home in your PJs and you're replaying your nightmare scenarios over and over again. It's easy to get stuck in that Five of Pentacles poverty mindset around love. If you take your ass outside and you go be social and you let yourself be ready for opportunity, you will come across something that is better. But you got to step outside of this Four of Pentacles, woe is me, I can't try because the last time I tried, it hurt energy. That's not going to serve you. We end with the Devil card. I love we're ending with the Devil card. Because what is the Devil card about? It's about vices. It's about addiction. It's about the things that hold us small. About the things that we give power to and we let hold us captive. The things we blame on the devil when it's actually the choices that we make. Some of you guys are blaming it on the devil. You're blaming it on the manosphere. You're blaming it on feminism. You're blaming it on other people. You're blaming it on your generation. They don't make them like my daddy anymore. When in actuality, that's not true. It's not true. You've gotten addicted to thinking negatively and being in a poverty environment. You've gotten addicted to being in isolation based on your fear and your past. You've gotten addicted to sitting on your bed and replaying every negative memory. And you're not going outside and trying. You're not exercising gratitude. You're not thinking about how a new relationship will stabilize you and moving in that way. So the devil, we're ending with the Devil card because Some of you all have gotten addicted to self-sabotage when it comes to love. You're self-sabotaging and you're calling it protection. You're sitting in your house and avoiding connection, and you're not trying to go outside and meet people, and you're saying you're doing it to protect yourself because it feels more comfortable, right? To sit in a poverty environment and sit around with other people and complain about what's not available to you. It feels more comfortable to do that. It's easier, double card, to fall into that addiction than it is to actually go outside and be open, be vulnerable, be ready to try. Okay? And I've been saying this to y'all for a while. It's not gonna get better until you make yourself open and vulnerable. It's not gonna get better until you start exercising gratitude for the relationships that have ended and the space that it creates for you to have something new. Stop hiding. The hiding has become an addiction at this point, and you have to stop hiding because it's not the devil's fault. It's not. It's something you've chosen, right? So I hope that makes sense. Hope that fell on the ears and the hearts of whoever needed to hear it. My apology. My phone died when I was typing. Appreciate that, Mambo. I definitely am going to go try to visit her. I've been thinking about how I can get in and out without any type of drama. I pray that for you. I don't know if you got here a little late, but I think that first reading that I did, the general reading, if you can go back and watch the general reading, I feel like that may have been a message that was for you as I'm reading your comment. I think you were one of the people that was being spoken to. Okay? Let's go ahead and do this money reading so I can wrap up and take questions from the audience. Whew. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, elevated ancestors. What is the wisdom that we as a collective need about money, prosperity, and abundance during the week of May 24th through the 31st? Give us insight into the experiences we will have of our money and the lessons we need to learn about how to maintain and protect it. If there are any blockages, breakthroughs, challenges, blessings coming our way as it relates to finances, highlight and illuminate them now so that we know how to best prepare and protect ourselves for what's coming over the next 7 to 10 days. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. The card stock on this is actually really good too. Really like this deck. Okay, oh, this is cute. Okay, I love this. I actually really, really love this message for us. Let me pull a clarifier over one card. I'm going to use Tarot of the Divine for clarification. Clarify the Nine of Swords. What is the Nine of Swords trying to tell us? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Don't talk to nobody about your money this week. Don't talk to nobody about your money this week. And I don't just mean that in terms of talking to them about the amount of money that you have or what you plan to do with your money. I mean, don't talk to anybody. Yep. Don't talk to anybody about what's going on with you, right? Here's the thing. I'm thinking about those memes about people winning the lottery where they'll say, you know, if I got rich, I wouldn't tell you, but there will be signs, right? I know some of y'all haven't won the lottery, but some of you guys are doing better than I think you understand. Somebody don't want this message to come through. I think a lot of you all are doing better than you fully understand. And it's not going to be until somebody tries to bring you down to size or tries to guilt you into taking care of something that ain't got shit to do with you financially, right? That you are going to start to realize like, oh, okay, people see me a little bit as a lick. This is coming up because this week, if you go into this week really, really clear about who you are, what your own financial goals are, no one will be able to confuse you into parting ways with your money. And that's important. A lot of us get talked out of our money or get talked into supporting other people's bullshit, shenanigans, and endeavors because we lose sight of who we are and what our plans are for our own money, our own abundance, our own progression. Hermit card, Virgo energy, knowledge of self, also a card of refinement. Whenever you look at the Hermit, you see that it's a person that's looking at what is directly in front of them. They got their little lamp, and it's a small lamp on purpose because it's to illuminate what the next step is for them. The Hermit comes up not when we need to be in isolation. The Hermit comes up when we need to be hyper-focused on our own business. Again, Virgo energy. Knowledge of self. Awareness of what you need to be focused on. Low-key hyperfixation on what you need to be focused on. The ability to drown out the opinions of everybody else around you and lock the fuck in, okay? That is where you need to be with your finances this week. Not just in terms of what you have in this moment, but what you are building towards. Because once you see what you want in your sights very clearly, Knight of Swords, you need to be able to pick up and run towards it and execute and get what you want. Unencumbered. Low-key running over other people. Other people are low-key collateral damage when it comes to you and your goals this week, your financial goals. Why is this coming up? Because this is a week. It's going to happen, right? It's not and I hate when people do it this way because I got when I say people in my family, I'm not talking about my cousins and my brothers and sisters or nieces and nephews. I'm talking about elders. There are going to be people in your life who need your help, but they don't even respect you enough to come at you, correct? They're going to be asking for your help or low-key demanding your help while trying to cut you and bring you down to size. That is energy of Seven of Wands, right? You are in a place of elevation, but there are people beneath you who are trying to knock you down, bring you down to size, humble you. I don't know who you think you are. I don't know who you say you are. That kind of energy. In order for you to rise above haters, in order for you to rise above people who want to distract you with where they think you should be and where they think you should have your focus lie, you have to be so locked into self that you don't even see the people who are trying to distract you. So there is going to be somebody who tries to part ways between you and your money this week. And they're not even doing it in an authentic, I don't want to say authentic. They're not even doing it in a humble way. It's coming from a place of arrogance. It's coming from a place of trying to make you feel like you're not doing enough or what you're focused on isn't enough. And it's specifically trying to bring you down to size. That does not work if you are locked in and you know who you are and you're zeroed in on what you know you need to do next. Okay? 9 of Pentacles, independence, wealth, luxury, abundance. Also somebody who can move freely on their own. Somebody who has awareness of their bounty. 9 of Pentacles, somebody who is not easily distracted by other people's, what they got going on, because they are in that energy of gratitude and focused on the blessings that they have grown, that they have created for themselves. This is under that Hermit card. This is a week where in order for you to understand how far you've come, you have to be focused on yourself unapologetically, right? And this is what I mean by the fact that, like, on the outside, you're not tripping off of what's going on with you. But on the outside, other people are looking like, okay, well, why do they have all this? Why can't I take? It's not theirs to take. Don't even pay attention. Why is all of this coming up? We have the Page of Cups. Nostalgia, but also spiritual escapism, right? A lot of us, summer is like literally a week away. A lot of us are going to be around family and old friends. It's graduation season, it's wedding season, right? If you are not careful, you can get wrapped up in the energy of nostalgia, and you can make yourself feel responsible for things that don't belong to you. Page of Cups is Pisces energy. Pisces is the sign of the martyr. One of the main ways that Pisces placements can undo themselves is by getting wrapped up in other people's bullshit. And if you allow that to happen this week, and you allow it to show up in the realm of your finances, baby, Nine of Swords. Nightmare. You're going to be pissed. You're going to lose a lot of sleep and a lot of peace. Okay? So please pay attention to me. Think about the future of how you want your money to make you feel. Think about what it is you are trying to invest in, the seeds you're planting. Think about the trees that will grow 7 years from now, the blessings that will grow 7 years from now. If you focus on yourself and invest in yourself and don't let other people distract you. This takes confidence. King of Wands. Believing in yourself, knowing that you are worthy, not letting anyone talk you into believing that your worthiness needs to be lessened, right? We only allow ourselves to be distracted by other people's endeavors because we don't think that we are worthy enough. We think that everything everyone else is going through is somehow more worthy than us. Page of Cups, Pisces energy. That will bring you into a literal nightmare because you will understand everything you've lost in terms of investment and the fact that your lack of confidence puts you there. To summarize, when it comes to your money this week, obviously don't loan shit to nobody. But also don't even talk to anybody about what's going on with you financially. Don't talk to them about what your plans are for the future. Your business, Virgo, Hermit, is your business. You stay focused on that. And even if somebody comes along and tries to confuse you with insults or guilt or make you feel like you're not doing enough or bringing you down in size, ignore that shit. It's just strategy and distraction to make you part ways with your resources. And you will regret it. It will put you in a nightmare energy. It will throw off your plans for how you're trying to invest and think about your future, okay? So please heed this warning when it comes to your money this week. All right, we are now at the end of the general readings, and this is where I will take questions from the audience, okay? So if anyone has a question that they would like for me to ask, go ahead and put it in the comments section. My suggested love offering minimum is $8.88. My Cash App and my PayPal are scrolling below. If I know everybody got different things going on in life. So if you're in a position where you don't have $8.88, that's fine. Send what you have. I do have to have energetic exchange, so you do have to send something. Some of you guys are really sweet and you tend to send more than that. Bless you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love you down. But if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the comments and I will get to people in the order that they are in the queue. Okay. As you are writing out your questions, I'm just going to bring you up to speed on some things that I'm working on. Again, I was having computer issues, but we are now back going with the Patreon. The candle reading class is up, and the readings for June will be up throughout the week, okay? There's also one more class. It's not a live class. It's a replay that's going to be up on the Patreon before the 31st. So if you are not already a Patreon member, I'd like to strongly encourage you to join my Patreon. The link to it is in the description. I have several different tiers. I teach multiple times a month through the Patreon. All paid members get access to live classes. Everybody at friendship level or higher gets access to the replays, okay? So that's what's going on with the Patreon. If you're interested in joining any of my mentorship programs, click the link for the Charm School intake group in the description. You can learn more about Charm School as well as my study hall self-paced mentorship program there. There are still 2 specials, even though the Taurus sale is over. There are still 2 specials that are going to be offered for the remainder of the month. That is the chicken foot amulets. Those are still $75. So if you would like to get a chicken foot amulet for protection, peace, prosperity, for balancing of your health, for chakra alignment, for prosperity, you can make some money, come in with a chicken foot amulet, okay? If you would like to get a custom chicken foot amulet for any kind of purpose, now's the time to purchase because they're $75. After June 1st, they will go back up to their original price of $100. There's also the love and romance readings. Those are $85, marked off on discount for the month of May. And you guys know every month I try to have a reading at discount, and this month is the love and romance readings, but those are still available at discount until June 1st. What else? Pathways to Power, the road opening ritual. We will be doing another round of that June 22nd through the 26th, I believe. So if you're interested in joining us for that, click the link to Pathways to Power below to learn more about the road opening ritual that I offer with Kodan. Last time we did it, she and I did a live and we went over celebrities that need road opening. Let me know if that's something you're interested in us doing again. We had fun with it. So if she's open to it, I'm definitely open to it. Just make sure you let me know in the comments. But that's pretty much, my retreat. My yearly Divine Feminine Hoodoo retreat will be July 17th through the 19th in San Diego, California. We do have some space still open, so if you want to join us for a 3-day retreat where we learn not only about, the basics and the foundations of hoodoo, but we learn about the divine feminine within hoodoo, join me. Click the link below for Sacred Alignment so that you can get more information. We're doing it in San Diego this year because I wanted us to be by the beach, because there's a specific Loa that has blessed this energy, and I will talk about it when you actually enter the intake chat. I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot here, but if you are interested, definitely join us, okay? Join the intake group. I'm not seeing any questions. Nobody has questions for me tonight? If not, that's totally fine. Euphoria come on in 30 minutes, so that gives me time to undo my makeup and settle in so I can watch my stories. But I'm assuming that nobody has a question. I don't see any questions being put in the comments section. I did receive one love offering, but this person says that they have no questions, so I want to say thank you. That's really sweet of you. Is there anyone else? No one has a question for me. All right, you don't got to threaten me with a good time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for the evening. Again, if you want to book a private reading with me, you can do so at my website, Soleil Conjure Shop, SOLECONJURES. Why did I spell the whole thing out? SoleilConjureShop.com to book readings with me. Love and romance readings are on a discount for this month, but you can book any reading with me at this time. I will be back on Tuesday for a happy hour segment. We will be talking about Kevin Hart and his roast. We will be talking about Cheyenne Bryant and her grift. And we will be talking about the astrology behind why people are being exposed right now and what we need to learn from that exposure in terms of the dangers of inauthenticity. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But we'll be back here Tuesday at 8 p.m. Join me at that time if you can. To everyone else, I want you to have a great evening. Enjoy the long weekend, and I will see you in a couple of days. Bye.